What happened to Jamaican-British singer Maxi Priest? Is he still touring, and making music? Maxi Priest is the Caribbean's most misunderstood artist, and the reason for this is, he was, and still is, a very difficult artist to put in a music box and label it. 37 years later, many are still misunderstanding this artist and his music. Though Priest's music is filled with ambiguity, a Caribbean flavor is still very much present in it. Priest came into the world on June 10, 1961, in London as Max Alfred Elliott, to Jamaican parents. It seems that musical talent runs deep in his family, because he is related to the late rapper Heavy D, and the late roots reggae singer from the 1970s, Jacob Miller, and also Fred Locks, another roots reggae singer. The dynamic musician and composer gained popularity when he debuted in the early 1980s, and 3 years later, in 1986, he was one of the headliners in Clapham Common in London, where I caught his performance. At the time, I did not know what to think of Priest's music leanings, because the sound was avant-garde, and I was very much neutral to his mixing reggae to create a fusion, but nevertheless, years later, I came to appreciate the sound. Priest was very difficult to be fitted in a music genre, because his sound was eclectic, and in 2021, the same still holds true. Some have labeled Priest's music as reggae with some R&B influence, while others have labeled it reggae fusion. Whatever box you find comfortable fitting Priest into, know that he was one of the first international artists to have major success in the reggae fusion genre. He has collaborated with a lot of musicians, from Roberta Flack to Shabba Ranks. His unique approach to music lends to his success and accomplishment as a crossover of reggae and mainstream pop. This could be very well due to his covering artists like Van Morrison and The Police, who made the songs popular before Priest ever covered them. The former carpenter made his debut in the music industry as a singer and composer back in 1983. It seems that destiny played a big hand in Priest's musical journey. In the early 80s, he was hired to build speaker boxes for a local reggae sound system, called Saxon. It eventually led to him occasionally taking over the microphone during live dance hall sessions. This was the catalyst for him to take the plunge in 1984, when he and Paul Barry Boom Robinson produced Me God, Me King, which was sung by Philip Levi. When it hit the airwaves in Jamaica, it became an instant hit. The track made history, by becoming the first UK reggae song ever to hit #1 in Jamaica. This good luck was enough for Priest to focus solely on music, leading him to form his own band, which he called Caution. If you like grooving to lovers rock, chances are, you've heard Priest's many hit songs in this genre. Though lovers rock was started in London back in the 1970s, it hadn't quite made its way to North America or the rest of the world yet. Priest also embraced this music genre and the rest is history. Priest saw great success in the late 1980s. For his first album, You're Safe, he collaborated with Robinson on the Virgin subsidiary label, 10. It was a traditional reggae album and it produced 3 popular singles. He followed up the next year with an album called Intentions, with very commercially appealing songs. This album led to him finally breaking through the UK charts, with Crazy Love, a cover from Van Morrison. As mentioned before, it is difficult to put Priest in a music box, and his 1988 album proved it, when fans saw another side of the ingenious artist when he released his self-titled album. The reggae album was a socially aware one, with tracks like Marcus and How Can We Ease the Pain. He also covered Cat Stevens' Wild World, which drew a mainstream audience and also the track that garnered the most success, even though he said that he was very hesitant to record it. 1990 saw Priest with another chart-topping hit, Close to You from the album, Bonafide, which was his best-selling album. A year later in 1991, he followed up with The Best of Me, which proved to be another big hit also. He had some failures in his music career, and one of them was his album For Real. For someone who was accustomed to producing hits, the R&B album was his worst selling. He blamed the album's failure on people around him, telling him what he should and shouldn't do. He claimed that he was losing creative control of the work that he wanted to put out. But, it seemed as though Priest did not take responsibility for his decision to release a full R&B album. However, he took matters into his own hands, and started his own label in 1993, which he called Dugout Records. Priest released Man with the Fun in 1996. Again, he was back on top. Billboard said that in That Girl, one of the album's hit singles, Priest sounded relaxed and seductive. He was also praised for the rest of the album as being fueled by a spiritual awakening, and a good blend of slow jams and up-tempo songs. All of which were infused with Priest's infectious, island rhythm. Apparently, Priest was doing something right because over the years he was also praised for bringing the underground sound of reggae to a mainstream audience. In 1997, he grabbed a spot on the soundtrack to the comedy film Jungle to Jungle. On the compilation, he performed It Starts in the Heart, which prompted Billboard to note that the recording showed how his voice seems to get more soulful with each recording, which was a huge compliment for the artist at the time. The song became an anthem suitable for airplay on the adult contemporary and top 40 radio. These days, 60-year-old Priest is still touring the world and recording new music. Let us know if you are a fan of Maxi Priest in the comments section, and also let us know your favorite song from his catalog. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and please share and subscribe. One love.